this like heavy amount of traffic, right? They're very used to dealing with a heavy amount of traffic. So entrance is kind of a breeze. You get through, you get landed, you get inside, and you land somewhat close to where you need to go, right? Like probably when you were landing, you were given the option of like, do you want to land, like what sector do you want to land in? In sector A, we have it's the ball, right? We have all of this shit in the 100 section, and then all of this shit in the 200 section, and then all of this shit in the 300 section. So you guys figure out where you need to go, and you land in that appropriate area, and you disembark. Who goes and who doesn't is the real question here. Because normally it's a leave chain to defend the ship, and everybody goes. But that's obviously not an option right now.
I think that's still an option. Not a good one, but an option.
God, you're the worst. I would stay with Chan. I'm not going to leave him. Right. And before I do, I would transfer, without like really telling him, but obviously he would notice when he gets the ping on his compad. I would transfer 10,000 credits to Dr. Phil.
So Dr. Phil, you're like leaving. Gogo's gonna stay on the ship, and then all of a sudden here the quintessential iPhone, bing, and you look down at your compad and you have a plus 10,000 credits in your account.
Gogo, I take this as meaning you won't be joining us off the ship?
No, someone needs to stay here. But take whatever you need. Spend it all, if you have to.
Thank you, Gogo. And I think at that I set up a timer in the medbay, and I leave my 2 systems.
Right, just in case, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So he kind of walks you through, and Gogo, you have medical training too, so like it's really obvious, just insert the syringe at X time
when
to make sure.
When the timer goes off, stab him with this.
You have 30 seconds to stab him with this needle, or he will die. Yeah, totally. Don't fall asleep. Good luck.
Listen, Gogo hasn't slept for like. It's fine. We got it.
Right, that might actually be bad. But anyway.
Listen, Meg, you know that's not something that you tell the DM.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need it.
I'm also in the med bay with like a ridiculous amount of other drugs, so
I think I'm gonna need a physical effect save to ensure that you stay awake.
To make sure that you stay awake.
Yeah, every 29 minutes.
On the dot.
So right before the alarm goes off.
God, we have so many timers going now.
Yeah.
I'm sure with your medical skills you could synthesize your own adrenaline.
I was just going to say, I'll give myself a shot first, and then I will proceed.
Totally.
Yeah. So this is what happens. Oscar swings by with a pot of coffee and sets it down.
Do you bring the whole machine, though? Like...
No, he just brings like the carafe, the glass thing in a mug, and he sets it down on the tile floor next to her. And he says nothing else. He just walks off.
Sure.
Because Fisher mentioned that they would need to be armed, so he's definitely going to go that way.
In case the worst should happen. For your information, this is a place where carrying your big guns, and I'm just going to use that term now as a general term, and we all know it means the sniper rifle, the armored suit, and the rocket launcher at this point, right? Like those are the 3 things. When I say big guns, that's what I mean. You could totally walk around with those here. It would be suspicious, and you would draw more attention. But it is not specifically outlawed. Because they also sell quite a bit of weapons here, too, right? Like, what if you're just going to take it to be looked at by a tech or something? So
I'm out of... So Oscar, after the mishap with that...
Yeah.
If we can retcon that, or not retcon, but if we can kind of cover something that I didn't get a chance to actually say... Like, while a lot of that was happening, he would have taken the time to carefully take that back off and then tend to his injury.
Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like, I'm sure Dr. Fisher could roll a med check for you, because that is one thing we didn't really address, because there was, some other stuff going on.
Yeah,
Oscar
but
has
there was a ton of time. That
totally,
could have happened.
Yeah.
totally, absolutely. So I assume, Dr. Fisher, if you want to roll a med check, and we'll see how many d6s he gets to heal from a med pack.
So there's a scene of
probably
Oscar
heal
like
myself as well.
grumbling about the goddamned armor biting his leg when Gogo threw the gravity, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So,
I mean, it wasn't a bad idea. Just it was very inopportune timing.
One turn later.
I didn't know that.
One
was a
turn
thing,
later
though.
would've been
See,
ideal.
that's the problem.
Yeah. Also, nobody told Gogo what was going on like that whole time, so I can't really blame her for just being like, hit all of the buttons and do the things.
Oh, neither do I. And
Trying to do something.
like that all happened within the span of like 30 seconds.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it was quick thinking on all parts. But if you want to roll me a tech med check with intelligence, and the degree of your success will determine the degree of d6s.
yeah, so
You-
it's fine. I have an integral biostasis monitor.
Correct?
So would that give me a +1?
Correct. You also get a +2 because you have a basic med bay.
+2.
Right?
So
Because didn't you guys upgrade the med bay on the ship? Isn't that a thing?
I want to believe that we did.
I'm pretty sure we did not.
Thought we talked
Yeah.
about
No,
that.
we had a bunch of stuff done the last time we were at West Wing.
Oh, right. You guys got the polychromic armor is what you guys got. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Did
okay,
we not
never mind.
also get the med bay?
No, it's not here, unfortunately. I thought you guys
Okay.
had, but
But I thought I thought we bought 2 things. But
I
maybe
think
I'm
that there was a
misremembering.
big conversation about
The,
like, hey,
the other
what do
thing
we
we were
want to buy
gonna
next?
do was sell the fuel scoops and buy something else, but we did not.
Right, yeah, you decided that the
Yeah.
fuel scoops were slightly more important. I remember that now. Okay, so
Okay,
never mind.
Whatever. That's cool.
So,
Never mind, just the +1.
So I've got a +1 from the biostasis monitor.
Correct?
I also have the super duper nano scalpel. That give me any benefit?
Yeah,
I'm
if you wanna-
already cut.
Does his injury require a nanoscope?
I mean, you could cut those bandages really, really precisely.
Freaking overkill scissors right there.
DM it's just
Roll an artistry check.
I think that you would have to be performing actual surgery to do that, to get a bonus from that.
Okay.
I'm not sure there's a good method of insertion here. Maybe next time. Maybe if there's like a we have to cut a bullet out. Maybe I'll give you a bonus. But in this case, it was a pinch, not a bullet wound.
Yeah, I got clamped.
Oh my god! What just happened?
Oh, I accidentally
Did you put +1 instead of just 1? That's okay. You
Way
roll a
to
5 and a 6.
fucking
I'll
break rules.
Yeah, you rolled a 5 and a 6.
yeah.
Jesus.
It's fine. It's fine. You rolled a 5 and a 6.
So-
I'm not going to make you re-roll it.
I mean, that's a 14 for him.
Correct.
no
Yeah.
Woo!
shit.
So
Where was that roll when Chan got shot?
Matt, too
Matt, you get to
soon.
heal 5d6.
Jesus.
I'm not sure
Man.
you can even not be at max
Uh,
right now. What are you even at right
What
now?
am I? Yeah, that's what I'm actually
I'm also
checking.
going to heal myself. So
Okay.
So I actually roll that plus my Constitution bonus. So even if I roll 5 1s, I should still be at max. Is that not how that works? Or?
No, that's how natural healing works. This is like him
Oh,
actually
yeah, yeah,
bandaging you.
Okay.
When you rest,
Sure.
you heal 1 plus your con bonus. Yeah, I'm sure that brings you to max, right?
Man, that's
So-
still kind of a shitty roll, but yeah.
that was a really shitty roll, but you literally doubled what you needed, so congratulations, he patches you up, no problem. Maybe it looked a lot worse than it was, right? Like, maybe it was, like, gaping wound, like, seeping down the leg, and he's just like, this is
Yeah.
no problem, and, like, cinches a plate back together, and you're like, oh, yeah, it's fine, no problem.
Well, it probably looked pretty gnarly because he was stewing in his own juices in the armor.
Yeah, maybe it's, like,
bleeding out
crusty,
for-
and, like, there was, like, maybe a hint of infection after a few hours, like, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he,
Cool.
yeah, what does
helps tie up.
That's
bandage.
that's 2d6 for you, Dr. Phil.
2d6?
Correct.
8.
Hey, not bad. Does that get you up to full?
Almost.
Almost, yeah. So you'll heal naturally, because you can only do that once per day, right?
Yeah.
You'll definitely heal naturally over the course of the next couple of days, right? Because you're at, what now, 16 out of 21? Yeah. Should be no problem.
Yeah, I got so much health on that level up.
Oh, that's right, yeah, you did get a fuckload of health on that level up. Which is something we didn't do, but whatever, we'll figure it out later. Excellent. So, the three of you, after being healed up, and embarking with all of your stuff, go to disembark. I ask now, are you taking the big guns?
I am not.
Okay. Matt?
No.
Okay.
No. We're in standard, at least Oscar's in standard minimal.
Yeah.
Like,
just
he's
the,
got his
like,
jacket
CFU and
Yep.
the swords. Cool. So you guys disembark and you go to find these couple of locations. So, again, Dr. Fisher, you have a good idea of where you're going to be able to pick some stuff up, but it's going to be, like, a couple of different places. It doesn't appear that anyone is advertising 40 units of this stuff, right? Because even you know that is, like, an excessive amount.
Yeah.
That's, like, an entire, like, brigade-level amount of system. Typically, there's, like, one per squad of 10 dudes, if this were, like, a military operation, right? So it's quite a lot that you're looking for. And so you head off to the first guy, and when you arrive, the shop appears to be in a fairly nicer merchant area of the planet. You go in and you see that there's quite a few, like, stims, and the place is clean and feels good, and they actually offer stock price for the standard stims, but I want you to roll me, Dr. Fisher, because we need to decide how many places and what the stock is like, and I don't feel like rolling it, so I'm just gonna make you roll it, Dr. Fisher, because you did the research. Roll me a 1d20. Just a simple d20 roll.
I believe.
We don't even know if it needs to be high or low or
we don't
what.
know what's good. Is
just
high good, Jordan, or is low
believe.
good?
High is good.
Declare
Can I
this
use
before.
my inspiration, Jordan?
You do not have inspiration. You are playing the wrong system.
He got
With
a
the-
plus
the
one for the
ocarina.
ocarina. Come on.
Not bad.
That's over half.
So they have 11 units of system.
Don't we need like 40?
You do.
Just like,
Hey, that's a quarter of it in one shop.
That's not bad.
Right,
True.
and at stock prices when we know there's going to be more trouble later on. That's the disadvantage to rolling low. You guys might get to 40 no matter what, but the longer it takes you, the more expensive, the more time you're going to waste, the slower and or the longer and longer that Chan timer ticks down, right? So that's going to be your advantage to high rolls here.
Did you want to try to push for better than stock prices?
I mean, it's stock price, you would not get much better than that, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I'd happily purchase all 11 of them, despite the
Absolutely.
weird look I might get at...
Yeah, oh no, I'm taking notes, don't worry.
Do we want to try and divide and conquer here, or is that a bad
That
idea?
is a thing you can do, but
Yeah.
it will also mean that you individually, if you have to make rolls, cannot help each other.
I'm not spending time doing that. I'll help you guys do it, but I'm not searching.
oh my god.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie, like
Fortune-
I am kind of with Fortune on this one. This is a lot of effort to do this, and I see where he's coming from a character perspective, for sure.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say the rest of that. But
Uh-huh. Yeah, no. I mean, I see where everybody is coming from on this.
Yeah, the next thing I was gonna say would probably be kicked off the ship forever. So
Yeah.
Hey, a good estimate of 3,000 credits for a few weeks of work to get a major breakthrough in a scientific...
That Fortune literally doesn't care about, and is
Yep.
still a
He
waste of
doesn't
money.
know about it. He doesn't even know
And
that
I
he
don't
doesn't
even know
care.
about it.
He doesn't know that he doesn't care. It's less
Yep.
than that.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool, excellent. So are you going to split up, Oscar? Are you going to go on your own and try and find some stuff?
I mean, Oscar can probably get to those guys pretty quick if he needs to, but I think for now, unless it starts to seem dire, he's going to stick with them.
Okay. Yeah. The longer and longer it progresses, maybe the more strained you guys get.
Met some success, so he's with them for now.
Okay, cool.
But his eyes are peeled for other things that he might be interested in while they're here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What I should say this? What types of things are you interested in? Because there's a very good chance that like these places that you're going to will have them.
We've discussed what he's looking for.
Have we? Matt, yeah. That was 7+ weeks ago.
He's looking for going loud weapons.
Oh, okay. Well, then probably not going to the medical places, but
yeah,
I think that is one of those things. Like, if you get into more seedier areas, you may have a better chance of spotting them.
That's exactly what I mean. If we have to start scraping the bottom of the barrel, he's going to be looking for.
Yeah,
other opportunities.
You may have some interest there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Also, Jordan, not that that's what said, because I didn't know how much time we were going to spend here. If I pass by somewhere that's selling like to put it best, like snap-on accuracy improvements.
Oh yeah, like an accessory shop.
Yeah.
I definitely think we can
specifically for a pistol. That'd be nice.
Yeah, like a counterweight maybe. To like
or like a minor scope, or like a 2x or something to just put on top,
or like a laser sight maybe.
A laser sight,
sure,
yeah,
something to like a flashlight attachment too for the bottom.
Maybe not that much.
That 6-shooter, man, is going to be so fucking awesome.
It's going to be super tricked out.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Anyway,
I mean, how common are combat field uniforms?
Fairly common in this world, in this sector.
Yeah, sure.
It's like it's one of those things like they're probably common enough that deciding on the manufacturer is more important than deciding to get one or not, right? It's like, well, I really like this particular manufacturer, and like no they use inferior Velcro. You gotta go with these guys because this will stay on you better and like hug to your body better. No, you both don't, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because having something better than a like armored undersuit may be good for how much shooty we get in.
Yeah, you know where you could have found a lot of cool combat field uniforms? In those tunnels that one time.
You mean the combat field uniform I'm still wearing?
Yeah. Man, Dr. Fisher is glad he missed that. That was a fucking shit show. You think this is a shit show, Dr. Fisher?
I walked out of there with like 4 TL5 spacesuits.
It's true.
Vac suits, so like I was at capacity.
It is the reason why you have a laser rifle now, though, Dr. Fisher. To be fair,
it is.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so we're looking for medicine.
Yeah, medicine, and then if we can find it, we're looking for some snap-on attachments and some going loud weapons. Got it.
Correct.
Check. So you move on to the next place, Dr. Fisher. Would you like to roll me another d20? Ooh, another nice roll. So this place has, since this is the second site, right?
Yeah.
So this place has 12 units. I'm sure you can see the math that I'm using now.
You're a savage.
I see a pattern developing.
Yeah. But 12 is still a great roll, so you have over half of what you need. These are also at stock price, but you notice that the area is becoming progressively maybe a little bit seedier. It's also becoming a bit more crowded. It seems like more of like the common folk are in this area, and so you go from kind of the higher class upscale to like kind of the surplus store, right, where it's like, you know, it's probably a bit crowded in the particular medical supply exchange. It takes a little bit longer, and between going to these two, let's go ahead and take an hour off the Chan clock.
Okay.
But you have now acquired, I assume... Oh, they're also stock price here as well.
Sure.
So, you have acquired what? 13 units now?
23 units?
23, Jesus. I can't do math. 23 units. So you need a total of 17 more. Haha. I did that one right.
You did.
So, would you like to progress to the next area?
Yes, please.
Okay. Roll me another d20.
Should me and Oscar be rolling luck?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay.
Okay. You find 9 more units.
How much are these?
So
We only need 8 more.
So, these are 25% more expensive. So they are a total of, let's just say, 63 credits apiece. And also, Fortune, if you could roll me a luck saving throw, please.
Big money, big money. Oh my god.
No.
That's not big money.
No, so
What
I
is
think
the luck save for?
to maybe potentially
stuff.
find cool stuff.
Oh,
And it will get progressively easier. I'll be utilizing a system for that as well. So it's a little crowded, right? It's a little like kind of buffering in, and maybe like you're in kind of, maybe you're on edge a little more because this part of town is very it's a little bit run down. And also maybe are you going to step in and try and haggle down a price?
I'm not,
Or
unless
I should
someone
say,
asks me to.
Dr. Fisher, are you going to try and haggle down the price?
I think
I think it's still acceptable.
Still an acceptable level? So 567 credits for those 9 stims?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So maybe there's a moment of tension where like where someone is deciding whether or not to haggle, and it kind of like puts everybody on edge a little bit, and you're just not kind of looking for what you want. So, would you like to move on?
So,
Yes.
wait, what? With that, I had to briefly step away.
Oh, okay.
Is that am I also supposed to make a luck save, or was
No,
something
because your stuff
specific
is harder to find.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
would have missed that if it was mentioned.
No. Yeah, your stuff is a bit harder to
Okay.
find than Snap-on attachments.
Yep.
Dr. Fisher, would you like to move on?
Clock's ticking.
Clock
Yes, I
is
would.
ticking. All right. Go ahead and roll me a d20, and I want Devin and Matt to also roll me luck saves. Devin, you can have advantage on your luck save.
Yay!
This is going to
What?
be the first.
Holy shit.
Yes,
luck save I've ever
Will,
passed.
yes.
Calling
Good
it now.
lord.
Wow. Holy
Oh, okay.
shit.
Okay,
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
That is the first luck save I've ever passed.
those rolls, oh my god.
All right. So,
Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
everything's
We're-
Oh god, that's a good reference. Will you gain invisible inspiration for the night? Wow, 2 20s and a 19. That's absolutely crazy. I mean, granted, you did roll it with advantage, so you did roll a 6 too.
Well, I mean,
but
it was a 6 and a 20, but it was still a 20.
still a 20. So, you guys find essentially the final venue, right? And it is a warehouse venue, very large. You can tell it's kind of like... Have you guys ever seen the pictures of the inside of the Amazon warehouses? Where it's literally like hundreds of thousands of rows of shit just like packed in boxes for as far as you can see. It's kind of like that when you guys walk in here. And it's essentially like the equivalent to like the superstore. And maybe you didn't expect that this was going to be on your, like, list of things. Like, equate this to basically, like, a Walmart, but much bigger, right? But the reason why you've come here, Dr. Fisher, is because in your dark web searching, you saw that they received a recent shipment that hasn't been, like, put out yet. You tracked down some, like, invoice, numbers and some bills of lading, and you notice that there's a fresh stock of system here, and it hasn't been kind of, put out to the rest of the populace right now. So that's how you get the 17. There's 17 total available, right? But you only need, 8 more?
I mean, I'm happy to
take more, right, if you need. Exactly.
Yeah, let's get all of them, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we get there and he dies by an hour, I'm just gonna be done with this system. Like I'm out. I don't even care.
Oscar burns himself out intentionally and destroys the ship in the process.
Yeah. He's gonna teleport himself into a dying sun.
No, into the drive core of the ship as it's flying into a dying sun. Yep. Yeah. That sounds great.
Christ.
So I think that I will actually give you an even a better bonus there, Dr. Fisher, because both of those guys passed their luck saves. I'll say this is actually at stock price when you find it.
So there's 17 in this warehouse.
Correct. 17 units at stock price.
They haven't even opened.
They are still in cellophane.
It's minty fresh.
We're buying the box off the pallet.
Yep. Correct. So would you go for the entire case?
Heck yeah.
Okay, excellent.
So, with this being a warehouse, I'm assuming there's other items here as well.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's like a superstore. I guess Walmart was not a correct answer. It's more like Sam's Club or BJ's. Costco, yeah, sure, if you have Costco. It's that, like, mass, just gigantic warehouse
but it's
level.
Like shady underground Costco.
Right, and that's kind of the trick, too. And as you're, like, signing for the stims, right, you probably notice that, like, there's some other things being, like, brought in and out, and you probably catch out of the corner of your eye, Dr. Fisher, that, like, there's a case of, like, it looks like just a pallet that's wrapped in, like, this white plastic. But you see, like, kind of on the bottom corner of the plastic, it's, like, pulled up a little bit. And maybe you see, like, a flammable hazard, and it looks like it might be on, like, a 55-gallon drum that somebody is, like, taking out in a forklift to go somewhere. It doesn't look quite right. It's perhaps a little bit dystopian, right? Because it's a decent enough venue. It's fairly clean. There are a lot of people here, but, like, something just kind of irks you about that. Like, there's something weird going on there. But choose to do with you what you will with it. For the other two of you, you will find relatively what you are looking for. So here is where we talk a bit more specifics. What is it that you are actually looking for? And we'll see if they have something in the realm.
Fortune.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we talked about a little bit of fortune, right? Like, you maybe like a laser sight, but, like, is there anything you're actually specifically looking for? And we'll see if we can make that work.
I was looking for some sort of reticle that was just add accuracy, like a plus to hit.
Okay, and this is for which one of your weapons?
The revolver.
The revolver? Okay.
Yeah.
So you head over to maybe that portion of the warehouse, right? And you begin speaking with the individual that's there, and you produce the weapon, right? So he can take a look at it, and he's kind of like tinkering, like looking at it. He's like, "Oh, this is a very well-made weapon. Yes, I can see. It looks like it is aligned quite well, but you say you were looking for accuracy improvements."
Yep.
Well, I certainly have some things in stock that might be able to fit on this. Catalina. And you see him, like, turn over his shoulder and call to somebody. And you see a woman come out, and she's, like, carrying a couple boxes underneath her arm. And she comes out and she's like, yes. She's like, can you grab me the unit number? And he rattles off a bunch of unit numbers. And she's like, yes, very well. And she runs in the back, and you can see her, like, sliding on one of these, like, it's like a hover ladder, right?
Nice.
Like, that you would see, like, sliding along, large warehouse shelves, but it just hovers, right? And so she just, like, puts her foot down and just like, zips along the warehouse, and then, like, actually goes up and down, right? And so she goes up, you see her grab something off the shelf, and comes back down and zips all the way back, and she comes out and hands it, and he opens it up, and it looks like he pulls it out of the package, and again, it's like an unmarked box. It's probably got, like, in Sharpie written on it the unit number, because that's how these warehouse places work, right? They don't actually have, like, UPCs or anything special like that. There's no like actually marked box for shit. Nah, none of that stuff. Yeah. So he opens it up and he pulls it out, and it is pretty much what you're wanting. Where it has attaches to the top of the revolver. It doesn't add any zoom, right? Because that's not really what you're looking for. You're looking for something just to kind of line up your shot, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically the equivalent to a holographic sight.
Nice.
And it also has probably a laser attachment to it as well, kind of coming along the side of it. And he starts to rattle off the specs to you, right? Like, it has, it's shown to improve this amount of accuracy over this amount of distance, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
So is that kind of the thing that you're interested in?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think that he, as he produces it, let me check some prices here. Should probably open up the book at some point today, yeah?
No, I think it's just $20.
That's fine.
I mean, usually I just wing it. That is mostly what I do.
Well, I think this system gives you the power to do that.
Gone are the days where I specifically kind of call stuff out a lot. But I basically just didn't want to make it more expensive than the revolver itself, because that would be fucking silly.
Maybe not. The revolver is extremely cheap.
It is. That's only 50 credits.
That's really how most optics work anyway.
Yeah. You'll spend more on the optic than you will on the rifle.
I mean, I guess
you could easily drop $700 on a fancy holographics.
That's true. Okay. I would say it's probably
trying to fuck them over
equivalent to the. It's probably a 50 credit, because like this isn't necessarily like a stock item, but it's a very like common item. It's not a particularly rare item to be found. So yeah, it's 50 credits if you want to drop it on this thing.
Done.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
And good.
Oh, I was going to mention that I think I'll give a bonus to that, but I haven't quite decided. Let me think about it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get into the rabbit hole of giving bonuses for attachments and then everybody just having to buy attachments for everything just to win the power creep battle. Something will happen with that for sure.
That's fine.
So, excellent. You got your thing. So let's talk to Oscar for a moment. Oscar.
Buster Sword.
So you just want fucking Cloud from Final Fantasy VII Sword.
I want something. So giant monoblades are a thing.
They are absolutely. That's you know what my brain was thinking about.
I was just picturing something that like would never get through airport security.
Basically, something that
in terms of a go loud weapon,
yeah,
we're just like, screw it.
So yeah, something that I would classify as in the big guns category is what you're talking about.
He wants like a helicopter blade.
Okay. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, please give him exactly that, please.
Like, I don't care if we have to go to like an antique aeronautics place.
Well, I could probably grind off the edge of this thing and.
Yeah, totes. All right.
It doesn't have to be pretty, and it might even be better if it's not. But that's what he's looking for. Do with that what you will.
So yeah, I think that you have two like options here, right? Obviously this place is not gonna have anything Teal 5 off the shelf. That's not the kind of place this place is. But I want to say that yeah, you could, if you wanted to, you could probably find a huge monoblade. Sure, why not? I don't see why not. It is 4.5. You know what? Whatever. You rolled a 19. I'll give it to you. You could probably find a huge monoblade here. In basically whatever, maybe not a full helicopter blade, because I might impose disadvantages when you try to, use that at all ever.
You can, spear it down a hallway. It'll be okay.
Right. Yeah.
Good luck turning a corner with it,
right.
But yeah.
Right, yeah. You're gonna
Oscar makes his own room. It's fine.
Yeah. Literally, to walk anywhere, you'll just have to telekinetic ram in front of you every time. And
here on out, that's all I'm doing, because I can't hit anything, so...
Yeah, you might as well, if on the off chance you do hit something, at least you'll kill it, right? That's the mindset here.
That is correct, sir.
All right, so yeah, basically, I
unless there's something that, like... Because, I mean, mechanically, I can't think of anything that would justify having increased accuracy other than size. But even then...
Yeah, even then, you get into the unwieldy category, right? So, two things to note, by the way. A huge monoblade does utilize strength. Not strength and dexterity. And it is 2 encumbrance.
I thought... So we had a conversation, and the only reason I'm bringing this up as a possibility is because we determined that it could be used with dex the way that Oscar typically does. If that's not the case, then I'm abandoning this.
Perhaps if used with telekinesis, it's also dex.
I vaguely do remember saying that.
Yeah, we did talk about it, but if you want to stick with the book to the letter,
I would accept the compromise that Will came
It's not
up with.
heavy per se.
It's just unwieldy,
it's a
right?
monoblade.
Right.
So I think that's the conclusion that we reached,
the edge is mono, right? Like, it's not like the whole blade is mono.
I suppose so. But
I would accept the compromise that Will has, where if you use it telekinetically, I'll let you use dex.
Okay.
But I think Oscar physically swinging it, I don't know why I would say it gets around strength. But you could also just say, I always just throw it telekinetically.
That's basically...
Yeah. Which is how you're going to use it anyway, right? Unless somebody is, like, up in your grill. And then you have 2 other swords to do that. If needed to swing physically.
Yeah, so that's what he's looking for.
Okay, yeah, totally.
What do we find there?
So I think that there is probably an array of options, ranging from your typical, like, bastard sword, medieval style weapon, to, like, your Nodachi's samurai style weapon, probably all the way up into, like, the big hunk of fucking metal in your hand option. But I mean, if you want to have your creative juices be, this thing is
Oscar.
7 feet long without, like, with a handle that is barely big enough to hold, go for it.
Yeah, I think that's I'll come up with something. Let's just say that Oscar walks out of there with something wrapped up and doesn't say a word about it.
Is it so do any of you watch Naruto?
I was thinking
Berserk. Will's
like
with
Berserk.
me. Will's with me, right? Yeah, like Berserk. But what's the name of that seven sword of the samurai? What's the name of it? Will, help me. There's a specific name, a specific dude in Naruto that carries a sword that's all wrapped up, and his power is unwrapping it because it like gains like superpower. Basically, it's a shark inside of is a shark sword that actually eats people. It's a sentient being. Anyway, I'll link a picture later.
A shark sword.
Yeah. Basically, it can cut in any direction, and that's its advantage. Is all it has to do is touch somebody instead of actually make a slicing motion. And it can also absorb people's powers. It's fucking weird. It's Naruto.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you want that exact. Got it. The bad news is I know the weakness to it, so you maybe do not want that. You're probably safer with a big hunk of metal. Okay, excellent. So you walk out with this.
So how much does this thing?
So book price
cost?
is $150 on it.
Deal done. Okay. Chan timer's ticking. Oscar buys a thing.
Yeah, and so that's the other thing. Let's take 1 more hour off the Chan timer after all of this shopping.
Well, I mean, I have a few more.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry, Dr. Fisher. What else do you want?
Yeah. So I'd probably just inquire as to, the what is it? Combat field uniform that's mainly lightweight and built for my small physique.
Absolutely. Standard book price, no problem.
Yeah, that's fine. But then I would probably...
Which is... The CFU is actually 1,000 credits.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also inquire as to what was that crate.
So you ask you just ask the guy that you were signing the paperwork for the systems?
Yeah.
I think he turns around in his chair and he looks behind him, and maybe the forklift is going out at that time and he's like, I'm not really sure. Lots of things come in and out of the warehouse.
It's very helpful.
I mean, you're essentially talking to the cashier. Or even worse, the pharmacist who actually doesn't know anything going on inside of the store.
Yeah.
Right? It's actually even worse.
Yeah, I probably won't inquire much further than that. But
Okay, good.
I now have actual armor. Then
Hey, maybe I can't hit you as much now. Yay. Anything else, Dr. Fisher?
that's it for me.
All right, fantastic. So I believe Chan timer's at 30, right?
Yes.
But you guys got extremely lucky.
We are loaded to the gills with stings.
And this worked out better than even I expected it to. So congratulations.
We tried, Meg.
I appreciate the effort of the few of you.
So the group returns to the ship. I assume information is downloaded to everybody. And do we set our sights on GTFOing and making our way?
Okay, so just 51.
Oscar's playing with Fortune's playing with his new toy.
Yeah, I'm sure Oscar is too, actually.
Yeah.
He went and squirreled it away in his room.
Did you lay it under the mattress and it's actually sticking out the other side of the mattress by 2 feet?
There's probably some wrapping that is it's under his bed, and it's
totally
jutting out longer than the frame, but it's still wrapped.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so we have 25 and a half days to deal with Chan.
I like how we use the words deal with. Seems like an appropriate thing.
So how many jumps is it to?
So by my calculations, if Yuri Pylos is in, what sector is it? Is it 501? I mean, obviously you're not going straight. I mean, you could try, Go-Go.
Yeah, we've got to make sure we get around that blockade somehow also.
Right, so like the good news is, at the very minimum, at least if you're not working for Westwind, they seem to not bother you. But luckily for you, you could actually avoid it by double jumping, right? Because like they're
that would be more likely.
they're around the exchange station. On that, but here's the problem: it would slow you down by a day, right? Because you have to go from 0506 to 0407. That's one jump because you can't just go straight to 407. And then 2 would land you on 306, which is where you guys got stopped. Then another 2 would land you on 105, and I don't know why I didn't do this last time, but probably because I was going to try and trick you guys, but it's dumb to even try that. But remember that 0105 is actually where they are extremely prevalent, where the Barber Society is extremely prevalent, because it's where that that dangerous advanced race is, right? So probably don't want to go there, if I had to guess. So you may be better off doing a single jump to 506 and then double jumping because you can leapfrog those 2 points, right? But again, that's up to you guys. It would make an extra jump.
But we did just get a whole bunch of extra supplies. So.
True. That's a good point too.
25 and a half days.
I think
Each
predictable
jump is 3
and
days,
steady is
though?
the way to go here.
Yeah.
We can make 8 jumps. If jumps are 3 days.
Yep, and it is a minimum of 6 to get there. So delaying by 1 makes it 7, which means you have a whole extra, basically 3 days of supplies.
As long as we get to Pylos, we could get a few extra, if need be, to...
Correct. Yeah,
find
definitely for sure. Also, I was trying to get you to make a couple of jumps before your hour runs out, Megan.
4 minutes.
Thanks. Thanks, hour timer, Oscar.
Megan?
Yeah, that's fine. Let's jump here. Go.
She said BRB a while ago.
No, I'm here.
No, she's back.
Okay.
I think she's doing math.
Chop,
I'm
chop.
doing math is what I'm doing, actually. Yeah, I know. You caught me.
What happens is in our Divinity games, when Megan goes real quiet, I realize she's actually doing math and counting up her action points to figure out how many abilities she can do in a turn.
Whatever, Jordan. Okay. At least I do the math and don't just do something and then be like, oh shit, I don't have enough AP for that.
So true.
Okay,
so
if I do, okay, let me just real quick
run it by me.
because I know I only have like 3 minutes. So if I do go to 1 to 506, then I can leapfrog to 206.
No, you can go to 307. You got to follow the lines. Remember? I mean, you could try to go to 306 from 506, but that's not a plotted.
Okay, but then
hyperlane ride.
from 307, I just have to go through
307. From 307, you can go to 206. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
Sure.
So
You
like
can land
you
in the middle of the hyperspace lines.
Yeah, correct. You can go to 506, and then you can go to 307, and then you can go to 206.
So question, why wouldn't I go to 407
You could.
and then go to 206?
Because look at the hyperlanes. You have to go to 307 and then go north to
But you
306.
said that I could jump in the middle of hyperlanes.
You can land in the middle and then finish the hyperlane.
Correct.
You can't jump out of the middle of a hyperlane to a different.
Right. You cannot go.
place.
There is no hyperlane route from 407 to 306.
Okay.
There's no plotted course from
2
407 to 306.
Again, you can try and do that if you want. It adds like 5 difficulty to the roll or something. 4 actually, I think, is the correct amount that it adds to the needed roll. Okay. So that's a failure because you need it. Or are you only doing 1 jump? Okay.
She's only doing a single to
Just
506.
the single to 506?
It was a single. It was a failure either way.
Yeah, correct. Because you need a 7 to do a single jump and an 8 to do a double.
Yep, I remember.
Okay. So you've made it to 506. You've burned your reroll. Would you like
Would
to take a
anybody
break
like to
now?
waste 2 minutes real quick?
Well, we can take our break right now, if you guys want.
Yeah, I mean, that was
Okay.
Let me tell you
Sure.
about this sword I just bought
So
for
I think
let's-
roughly
let's-
50
let's-
seconds.
Let's take a quick break. Let's be back at 10 after, and we'll start up again.
that
And
works.
again, we'll maybe go for another hour, or maybe an hour and a half, or whatever. If you guys are cool with going a little bit later, I totally am, because I was the reason we were late today. So it's up to you guys.
I can go till whenever, but it's up to whoever the limiting factor is.
I'll stay till I can. So
Okay, cool. So let's take a quick break. Let's be back at 10 after. Okay.
Okay.